electric projects are new territory and there will be bumps in the road. But even thinking of like the Lion Electric bus recall with one of the buses bursting flames.
They did it again. Welcome back to Moose and Loose. My name's David. Today we've got Mark Carney's Minister of Energy, Tim Hodgson, investing more money in EV batteries. That's right. Apparently haven't learned our lesson with the billions, tens of billions of dollars that the Liberals have already invested in these defunct projects. Now they've gone bankrupt, delayed, scrapped, or highly diminished. They're investing more money. And Tim Hodgson, during this interview, is quite the telling thing. His language here, saying it's okay if these projects fail. Totally fine. Taxpayer money comes and goes. No problem, right, guys? His language is appalling. We got other stuff here. Let's jump into this. Starting this one off with Mark Carney going down to meet with Donald Trump again. This one's interesting. It says Ottawa weighs greater retail access for U.S. dairy. Will they be negotiating supply management? Is Carney caving on this? I don't think so. I mean, they wrote it into law just before negotiating with Donald Trump, but who knows? Anything's possible. Got Anita and Anand with this one. See my statement below. Canada welcomes positive steps taken today, calls for the end of hostilities, blah, blah, blah. She's talking about Gaza here. We call for unhindered access of humanitarian aid to Gaza at scale. It is essential that all parties continue to engage with a peace plan. She writes some letter here like the Chips and Hummus crowd are supposed to follow it. Nobody cares. Nobody takes her serious. This is a joke. Do you think Chips and Hummus is going to be like, oh, Anita and Anand sent a tweet, but you better let all the humanitarian aid come in. We won't be stealing it anymore. Yeah, right. If you're not aware, 90% of that aid gets stolen by the Chips and Hummus crowd, stored in a warehouse so they can enjoy it. They eat the vast majority of stuff that comes in. They don't give it to the people. Meanwhile, in Toronto, we've got Olivia Chow dancing around like an absolute buffoon while hosting a taco party as Toronto's crime is out of control.
They so have the salsa, the guacamole, and the different vegetable, different salads, and then different cheese, and then you have the chicken, and then you have the shrimp, and then you have the beef. You have soft taco, and then corn taco, and this kind of taco, like So I love having taco party.
This is unbelievable cringe. The only reason she got elected is because she's Jack Layton's wife. He was able to go past the name of the NDP, inspire people. That's why they became the official opposition. In any other reality, there's no way she would be able to get elected. She's an absolute buffoon. Okay. Toronto, what have you done to yourselves? Epic moment, crowd spellbound. Next up, we've got quite the announcement here. Mark Carney's Minister of Energy, Tim Hodgson. Listen to this. After the Liberals have spent so much money on EV battery plants, EV this and EV that, what are they spending more of our money on?
One strategic technology where Canada and certainly Cpac is in the lead is in the development of batteries. Across the world, nations are racing to design and build the batteries that will power tomorrow's vehicles and industries, as we were just talking about.
Last I checked, there's numerous car companies in Canada shutting down their EV production because nobody's buying them. It's irrefutable.
And today, we are sending a clear message. World-class innovation doesn't just happen in the United States or in Asia, it happens right here.
Says Canada is powering tomorrow's vehicles. Vehicles like this, the IMEV, this one, a $32,000 vehicle. Mitsubishi made the decision to cease IMEV sales in Canada. How about this one? Honda Canada proposes multi-billion EV investment project in Ontario. Well, we know this one got scrapped. Government dishing out a lot of Canadian tax dollars, not getting any returns for it. How about the Ram EV project here? This one is down in America, but Ram EV Electric also canceled. Got this one, Dodge Charger Daytona EV Banshee canceled before it arrives. It's gone. Ford slows EV plans, delaying pickup and axing 3-row SUV to cut costs. They're all getting canceled. Are these really the vehicles of tomorrow? Doesn't look like it. What about Lion Electric, these electric school buses that caught on fire? This is just a plan for these guys to enrich themselves.
This matters because global battery demand is expected to grow nearly 150-fold between 2022 and 2050 to meet our net zero targets. Meeting that demand in a way that also ensures our sovereignty and creates jobs for Canadians means building resilient supply chains, and Cpac, with its clean electricity,
This guy is a fraud. Canada is already net zero. Newsflash, check the records. We're already net zero. Unless we have a huge forest fire, well, we should be buying water bombers then to deal with the forest fires. We're already net zero. We have peatlands across Canada that suck up more carbon than what we are putting out. We could have an even bigger impact if we're displacing China and India's dirty coal with our clean LNG. They know this. This is a grift. These guys are liars.
That is why today I'm pleased to announce a federal investment of over $22 million in support of 8 projects in Quebec and across the rest of Canada to accelerate battery innovation and production capacity all across this country.
What is this? These guys have already spent billions of dollars on this. Literally billions of dollars. I have it here on the Liberal net zero timeline of shame. Virtually all of these are EV battery projects, and they're dishing out more money, $22 million more. Just keep dishing out the cash here. Canceled, delayed, canceled. People laid off, bankrupt. Lion Electric, bankrupt. Those electric buses caught on fire and nearly burned younglings. Bankrupt. On hold for 2 years. Paused. Even this one, I have to update it. It's canceled. Dodge Charger EV, canceled. And here's another one I didn't even mention. Volkswagen, they canceled the ID7 electric sedan. But don't worry, more money's going to this grift. Going to the end of the press conference, they do a Q&A. Tim Hodgson gets asked about Northvolt, whether they're going to do anything to avoid that failure again. And just to refresh everyone, Northvolt is this one here, $7 billion. Halted after Northvolt Sweden went bankrupt, and then the North American branch went bankrupt. So this project here, Cpac dumped a lot of money into this, and it went belly up. But the other group that dumped money into this was the federal government, the Liberal Party of Canada.
Hi again, Mr. Hodgson. This is Leora Schertzer from the Montreal Gazette. For these battery plant investments, is the government taking steps to avoid repeating the failure of the Northvolt project? I know that was more the provincial government's jurisdiction, but
Yeah, we didn't invest in that, and I'm not going to comment on investments that the Quebec government made. Look, what I will say is,
What did he say there?
government, we didn't invest in that, and I'm not going to comment.
We didn't invest in that. Oh, really? So first off, yes, Quebec invested in this a lot of money. You can see $270 million investment gone. Boosh. Like Houdini. Poof, it's gone. Some CEOs made a bunch of money, but that battery plant out of business. It actually got parts of it, a lot of it got sold off to American companies, I believe. With this $270 million investment, the investments included $240 million guaranteed loan and the $270 million investment in Northvolt. Quebec had invested $510 million in the project, saying it would create 3,000 jobs. While Tim Hodgson says that they haven't spent any money on this, they have. You can see here CPP investments, net assets total $575 billion at first quarter 2024. This is Canada Pension Plan, CPP, and if we look down, what do we see here? Invested $55 million US dollars, which is about $77 million that they invested into Northvolt's project here. So yes, Canadian taxpayers have lost $77 million on this project. If we look here on the PMO website, we were slated to lose a lot more. Canada will provide $1.34 billion in capital towards this project. Luckily, this money wasn't dispersed yet because Northvolt hadn't hit their milestones yet of setting up operations. Otherwise, we could have lost a lot more. And Quebec was going to put forward $1.37 billion. They dished out $510 million and lost all that money. So yes, Canada did lose money, $77 million. It's a lot of money. Now listen to this. Listen to him justifying the losses in these projects.
I'll say is in Canada, we need to celebrate entrepreneurs. We need to celebrate people who are trying to do new things and bringing new jobs. These people here are bootstrapping businesses. We heard the story of somebody who came here with nothing in their pocket, probably mortgaged whatever they had. Sometimes those things fail. That's part of business. I mean, I'm a business person, but that's part of business. When somebody fails, we shouldn't look down on them. We should say, good for you for trying. Let's help you get back up and get on again. And this time you're going to be a success. And so
this is a ridiculous answer. This is taxpayer funds. They shouldn't be thrown out willy-nilly to these high-risk projects. And it's one thing if they invested in one battery project. That's it, one. And diversified the investments in different companies. We should just be building an ecosystem that businesses want to come here and invest. We shouldn't be dishing out money to all these individual companies because you get this favoritism of these guys dishing it out to their friends. We saw that with the Green Slush Fund. What happened with the STTC documents? A net version, hundreds of millions of dollars dished out to well-connected insiders, liberal insiders getting flushed with cash. They should all be in jail for this. Meanwhile, we've got this EV projects out the wazoo and it didn't work and taxpayers on the hook for billions of dollars. This isn't John Doe starting up a business. These are big companies all pushing into the same market. Why would we put all of our eggs in one basket? It went belly up and now we're screwed. So he talks about entrepreneurship. This isn't entrepreneurship here. These are big companies only willing to do these projects because the Liberals were giving billions of tax dollars. This is a disgraceful response. They throw our money around like it is nothing. They spend it without a care on anything and everything. They send it over to Africa, gender-sensitive farming techniques. They've sent it over to Papua New Guinea to help with exorcisms of witches. These guys waste our money on such stupid things. If you're new to the channel, let's just bring it up. On this episode of Far Off Ripoff, the Liberals spent $26,000 in Kayundiwa, Papua New Guinea, spent on training representatives of a rural women's network to raise awareness using drama, songs, and verbal demonstrations to counter V-word against women accused of being witches or sorcerers. When they talk about entrepreneurship and sometimes it doesn't work out. No, it never works out in Canada because these guys are awful managers of money. Canadian tax dollars should be cherished. They should be spent very frugally and they should be put in places where we know we're going to get a return on them, not high risk things. And the high risk things, if we have any, should be very rare. We shouldn't be putting all of our eggs in that EV basket. And what are they doing again? More of it in this industry that is already tanked. We're getting zero return.
Look, the tone of the question was there's something wrong with investing in a company. Some companies aren't going to make it. We need to support our entrepreneurial spirit. We need to support new ventures. That's what creates the businesses of the future.
Are you kidding me? You guys invested in like 12 companies and all of them are not going forward with these projects. These guys are likely invested in this on the back end. We know Mark Carney is. They're all pushing this agenda. I mean, even the EV mandate, Carney had to pull that back after the entire auto industry was coming down on him hard for months. He finally pulled it back because people aren't buying EVs in Canada. This is a grift.
Every one of the people in this room are going to get there because we step up and help them. And I know the federal government will keep doing that. I won't speak for the Quebec.
Are you kidding me? Step up and help them? We have people sleeping in tents now. We never had tent cities hardly anywhere in Canada. And now every city has a tent city because of the Liberals. Stepping up and helping. They're helping no one. They're causing all of the problems in our country. Canadians sleeping in cars, Canadians sleeping in tents. 1 in 4 Canadians don't have enough food because of these guys. They're helping no one but themselves.
Government, but I hope they keep doing it as well.
Yeah, of course, their electricity or electric projects are new territory and there will be bumps in the road. But even thinking of like the Lion Electric bus recall with one of the buses bursting into flames, just with electricity projects, there seems to be more steps that need to be taken to kind of mitigate some of these bumps.
His body language is hilarious. I don't know if he doesn't know what Lion Electric is or he's just trying to think of something to get around this question.
I guess I'm wondering if there's any concrete plans or any changes to past electricity project investments or any sort of extra oversight that can be taken.
We learn from each one of those.
Again, that was not an investment that I'm not going to critique other people's investments. What I'm going to say is when you invest in new businesses and new products, we have approval processes. We have safety regimes. We will put them through them from a federal government perspective as our entrepreneurial leaders over here who are basically going out, creating companies, creating jobs for...
That is not happening in Canada. And yes, you guys did invest in Lion Electric. I have all the receipts here. You can't lie. I keep everything on my board here. What are these buffoons doing? It's right here. Quebec, Ottawa invest $100 million to build electric battery plant. A joint $100 million investment for electric vehicle manufacturer to showcase their respective visions, yada, yada, yada. Lion Electric, company will make electric trucks and electric school buses. These school buses nearly toasted a bunch of younglings on a school bus. Thank goodness the bus driver got them off fast enough. It burned down right in the middle of the street. So yes, the Liberals did invest in this. Another grift. This entire question period here, all his responses are absolutely appalling. He talks about investing in entrepreneurs and something we'd have to do, and sometimes it doesn't work out. Who cares if it's billions, tens of billions of dollars of Canadian taxpayer money when Canadians are sleeping on the streets? Are you kidding me? He just talked about Canadians creating businesses. Here's some business numbers. Monthly business openings and closures as a percent of active businesses. This is from 2022 to 2024. This light blue line here skyrocketing is closure rate and opening rate is the blue line. And things have only gotten worse since then. It has gotten worse since Carney's got in. This is from Trudeau era, but this has gotten worse. We got this one here. Foreign investors are still investing in Canada, but even more money is leaving. So this black line here is money coming into Canada, and this gray line up here is the money leaving Canada. You see the delta here, 1.36 trillion versus 2.17 trillion. That's a delta of $811 billion fleeing Canada. Is this elbows up? We're going to talk about Mark Carney's numbers. We got this here. $16.2 billion have left the Canadian economy in May. In June, we've got $8.3 billion have left the Canadian economy in June. It's massive amounts of money every month. They're not building jobs and businesses. They're destroying our country. All his responses here are ridiculous.
Our engineers creating good paying jobs and creating new technologies. There will be challenges with products. They will get feedback from regulators. They will adjust their products. They will make them better. We should celebrate that.
Oh, they want to celebrate these EV batteries. More money for a failed industry that keeps failing. More money, more money, more money. This is ridiculous. This should be against the law to invest so much in all these companies in this industry that keeps failing. We got this one here. This is quite the incident. Truck driver, I don't know what he's doing here. Gets his truck stuck on railroad tracks. Wait for it.
Beats a jet two holiday. And right now, you can save £50 per person. For a family of four. We've got millions of free child place holidays available. 22 kilograms of baggage including.
Yeah, that's not a place you want to get stuck, is on the train tracks. And just think of the damage now to the train. Like, this just makes everything worse in our country, more expensive. Doing a U-turn with a big rig in the middle of traffic is bad enough, but he chose to do it right in the railroad crossing. Wow, special level of stupidity. This should be a serious jailable offense. 5 years in jail for doing something so stupid. Now, people are debating, people put on AI. They say this is in America. They're saying it's in Brampton. Whatever, it doesn't matter where this is. It's in North America somewhere. It's more stupidity. We see the exact same thing in America as we see in Canada. Fake driving licenses, fake trucking licenses, which is outright dangerous to citizens. Meanwhile, in America at Utah State University at a Turning Point event, Turning Point is the company that Charlie Kirk started. What did they have there? A bomb squad showed up and safely detonated a package that was discovered. Yeah, that really happened. The tolerant left. Yeah. Wow, so it was a real working bomb. Jesus, these people are insane. Yeah, they are.